Jeff Crilley Show. I'm your host, Jeff Crilley, and it is a joy to have Joy Weaver with me. She is a nationally known etiquette expert. Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, I got to ask you, how did you get started as an etiquette expert? That's not something you just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to do this,
You're right.
is it?
You're right. I don't know that anybody wakes up and says, I'll be a national etiquette expert. So what happened is I was working for this big company, and they said, will you help with this mentoring project that we have? And I said, of course. It was part of my job responsibility as public relations, media relations. And so it was my job to get all of the employees involved in an after-school program. One day, the school called me personally and said, would you teach an etiquette class to some children? And of course, when you're in the customer service business, I said, of course I will. I had no idea what that meant. So I thought, I'll teach them to keep their elbows off the table, chew with their mouth closed, and that's about all I could come up with. So I thought, I need an etiquette class, and I couldn't find one. And so about 6 months into looking, somebody comes up to me and said, are you still looking for that etiquette class? They said, we found a little kids etiquette class you could take, and then you would be able to teach these children. I said, great. So I took the class twice. It was like a 30-minute class, came up with enough information, taught these children, and I always say the look on their faces then is the exact same look that the executives that I teach now have on their faces. It's like, wait, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then after I leave, the little kids, they said, oh, when are you coming back? And that's exactly what the executives do. Wait, we didn't know. You know, how do you know what you don't know? You don't know. And so when they learn all of this new information, it's not just customer service, it's so much more than that. They say, when are you coming back?
I love it. I love it. We're going to show your website. Your website is justaskjoy.com. And what I love is that you've really kind of pivoted into organizations and companies, because etiquette is critical to success these days, isn't it?
Oh, Jeff, here's the inside scoop. 85% of our success in life is our soft skills. Technically, it's only 15%. So if you go into an organization, they can teach you that 15%. They cannot teach you that 85%. You have to be able to initiate that on your own. And so I always say manners, good manners, social skills translates into very big business. And my first client was the world's largest construction firm.
Wow.
I had no idea. I ended up studying at the Protocol School of Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. I came back to Dallas. I was certified 8 days, 8 nights of boot camp, ready, and I had no idea who would be my first client. I thought that it would be beautiful women in country clubs, and it ended up the world's largest construction firm.
Wow.
So they brought me in and they said, listen, we see our employees going out to organizational meetings like Chamber of Commerce meetings, and we charge them with getting business, but they have no idea. We see them in the holy huddle with people that work with our own organization talking about what it is that's going on out on site, instead of going out to meet new people, get new business, maintain new business. So can you come in and teach them how to get new business?
Wow.
Yes, I can. Because really, it's about making people feel more comfortable with themselves, which makes them feel more comfortable in going out and getting business.
You know, it shocks me that, in 2019, Harvard Business School, SMU Cox, I mean, they're not teaching these manners, and it doesn't matter how much you know. If you show up and you have a wimpy handshake, or you're not looking people in the eyes, it can crater a deal, couldn't it?
It could. And each one of these organizations are measured by how many students they gain employment for.
Right.
So you would think that they would go out and spend that extra dollar hiring etiquette experts, social skill workers,
yes,
people who can go in and polish up their soft skills.
Okay, what do the studies say? How long does it take for somebody to know whether they like someone based on a look in the eye and a handshake?
First impression.
Yeah.
So first impression is everything. It used to be 5 seconds. Now it's about a second.
Really?
Now it's just about a second. I think they say 2 seconds. But truly, from the moment you walk in the door, somebody has sized you up. All because of what you're wearing, how you carry yourself, your body language. And it's just like that.
Wow. And I think, we're kind of in trouble as a nation because we have the millennials and the Gen Zs, and I call them screen agers because they grew up with a screen in their face from the moment they woke up. They're looking at one screen or another, and they're really not used to like the eye contact and the building of rapport face to face.
And so then there are those parents that recognize my child, I want them to be a cut above. So they will call me occasionally individually, and I will work one-on-one with these screen agers.
Yes.
Now, what happens is they transform into a person that is able to socialize, and that is the person who gains the edge in life. They go into high school, they go into college, they are able to outclass the competition.
Right.
Outclass the competition because they are able to look people in the eye, carry on a conversation, remember someone's name, use it in conversation, and show up and know how to dress the part. And their body language is great. They know how to dine at a dining table.
Yes.
They're able to mingle. Their mingle ability is amazing. And so they put down their phone. In fact, they don't just put it on the table, they put it away. And
Yes.
they help that person realize, I am in it to win it for the job,
Yes.
for the promotion, and that's what it's all about.
And table manners are important because so many deals are done over a lunch or a dinner, and I guess somebody without manners can really mess it up, can't they?
The meal can seal the deal. That's what I say. The meal can seal the deal because so much of our business is done around the dining table. The boardroom, yes, but the dining table is where it all happens. At restaurants, mainly at restaurants. And if you're not comfortable, then you're constantly thinking, what am I supposed to be doing?
Yes.
If you know what you're doing, then the pressure is off and you're able to focus in on actually doing business and doing the deal.
Okay, give us a quick etiquette lesson. You show up and it's a nice restaurant and there are 3 forks. Which one of the forks is the salad fork?
The salad fork, if you're eating salad first, it's always the outside. So we're always working from the outside in.
Okay.
And so if your grandmother or great-grandmother by now has not told you, people say, oh, my grandmother told me that. From the outside in. And so remember that fork and that spoon at the top?
Yep.
That's for your dessert. And remember always, to the left is your bread plate. So always say, remember BMW. The car BMW,
Yep.
bread on the left, meal in the middle, and water on the right. Anything you're drinking is always on the right. So once you sit down, you're ready. You don't have to worry, oh my goodness, which coffee cup is mine? Which glass is mine? You will always reach to the right. If somebody happens to use your bread plate, we don't call them out on it, Jeff, because we always say, having bad manners, calling someone out is bad manners. And so that's worse than anything you could possibly do is having bad manners.
Okay, and you're cutting your meat, and then you got your knife. Where do you place your knife when you're using your fork?
And so we call it, well, it just depends on if you eat the American style, which is what most of America eats, or the continental style, which is the European way. A lot of people on the East Coast and West Coast use the continental style, which it's cutting and eating,
Okay,
cutting
gotcha.
and eating.
Yes.
But for us, the American style, we cut, and then we put the knife on the back. We place the knife on the back of the plate with the blade pointing in. We switch hands with the fork. We put this hand in our lap, and then we eat. And so it's very inefficient.
I love
it's
this.
very inefficient. The most efficient way is a continental style, but it's a great way.
Okay, you get up from the table with your napkin. Where do you place your napkin when you're going to wash your hands or something
Right.
like that?
Oh, thank you for asking. So all of this that we're talking about are silent service codes to the wait staff.
Yes.
Now, so when we sit down at our table, the napkin etiquette 101 is basically you put your napkin in your lap with the fold toward ourselves.
Yes.
And so that way we have the little ends available for dabbing,
Yes.
never wiping our mouth. But once we get up to excuse ourselves, let's say that we're going to the ladies' room and we get up, we place the napkin in our seat and we push our chair in, and then we come back, we put our napkin in our lap again, but when we're leaving the last time, not when we're finished with our meal, but when we're getting up to leave to go to the car, we place our napkin to the left. We don't fold it all up. We just gently lay it to the left, and then we leave. That is napkin etiquette because what we're doing is a silent service code to the waitstaff to say, she left, she's not coming back, you can take it all away.
Well, you're going to have you back again. There's so much, and we're just talking about meals right now.
I'm telling you.
Okay, give everybody your website.
JustAskJoy.com. JustAskJoy.com. Because for years I had little TV segments, little radio shows,
Yes.
and that people would call in and ask me random questions. It was crazy, and I'm not Dr. Phil, but they would start asking questions about all kinds of things. And so it's been wonderful. JustAskJoy.com. And you are welcome. People, your audience is welcome to ask.
You have to come back.
I shall.
This was wonderful. Thank you. And that's it for one episode. We'll see you next time. Good job.